Hey, guess what? Guess what? Secret pre-show. Pre-show. Why? Because I'm bored. I set up my shit way too early, and now all I have to do is wait for showtime. And I'm bored. So, pre-show. We can sit here and talk about stuff for a little while. Why not? Doesn't matter. This is the Beercast. It can happen anytime. We'll officially start the show later. But right now, we'll just sit around and talk. I may do this sometimes and be totally gone, and then I may come back. I don't know. But I don't want to sit here for the next 40 minutes doing nothing. So it's the pre-show, or as T-Max is saying, the Bree show. It's the Beercast and the Bree show. And now nobody knows. Nobody knows. They're sitting out there and they don't. They're waiting for 6 or the top of the hour, depending on where you are in the world. And they're gonna. They'll see it later, maybe on the replay. But for now, it's the Bree show. I was just sitting here and patching up a few things and going over my equipment and stuff, and it's all set up. Everything's groovy. I set up way too early. I was trying to be like, I want to be on time. So I started setting up 2 hours early because I was thinking like, well, no, it was 3 hours early. So I thought 2 hours early is good enough. Let's make it 3. So I started setting up 3 hours early to make sure that I, was there for the show. 20 minutes later, I'm set up. And it's like, and once I'm set up on with this system, I can't do anything else with it until I shut it all down again. So, yeah, I've just been sitting here for a while doing nothing. And people tell me all the time, you should take more time off. You should just relax. And I had about an hour of relaxing, and I was like, fuck this, I want to do something. So, yeah, here we are. Pre-beer. There's no beer tonight. I'll talk about that later. I wasn't able to get a beer because either I was busy or there was no ride to the store. So tonight's beer is the other beer. We're doing the other beer tonight. Where's Giraffe? You want Giraffe? Okay, hang on. Drac wants Giraffe. There we go. Stick him right up there. Okay. There you go. Giraffe is here. Ugh. He's right here with me. There we are. I can have him on the back of my chair. Now the problem is I don't know what to talk about. I got plenty of stuff for the show, but on the pre-show, it's almost like a webcam into my life. Me sitting here and playing with my nipples and shit, and you guys are going to be like, why am I watching this? Great Giraffe Bree. Bree. He is a small facsimile of the actual Great Giraffe. Great Giraffe is, of course, far more exalted than this giraffe, but that's okay. This is still a good giraffe. He's very cute. He's very awesome. He is my giraffe. Ugh. And he sometimes comforts me when I'm playing emotional video games or scary video games or who knows what the hell else. You could do a sermon on Great Giraffe. I really need... I hope that I wind up actually getting to that $3,000 Patreon level. Because, not just for me, but because I really don't have the time and the resources to write and have published the Bible, the Great Giraffe Bible. And if I get to $3,000, then I will. And I really want to do that. I want to write a Bible about Great Giraffe and all the creatures and all the prophets and all the junk that I would love to do that. Well, Indigo is right. Great Giraffe is a she. This is a he. I call him a he because he's my little plushie. But yeah, Great Giraffe is a she. She is a she. And I had this great idea. And this is going to be the idea: is that I'm going to get Elector Fencer to illustrate the Bible if it gets to that point. And at any place you actually see the Bible illustrated in, or the Great Giraffe illustrated in the Bible, you will never see her head. Her neck will always be so long that it will go off of the page, and you will never see the face of Great Giraffe because the neck is just too long. Just too long. Long, exalted neck, you will never see the face of Great Giraffe. Because for us to look upon the face of Great Giraffe would be to take in so much majesty and so much beauty that our heads would explode immediately. And that's why her neck is so long, because it has to go off. It has to be up there. We can't view it. We can't see the face, or otherwise we wouldn't be able to handle it. So yeah, that's how that goes. Bree. So has it been written, so shall it be done. As they say. I don't know who they are. Hey, he's the long of neck. And neck of long, Drac has been watching my videos. You've been watching my videos too much, haven't you? Hang on a second. Just had to go kill a baby seal over there. Damn things are always crawling under my door, bothering me. Fuck you, baby seal. It's gotta beat him in the head, you know. I mean, you know how it is. I lately I'm using chapstick almost like I'm eating this shit. The reason why is because I have a little fan right there that blows on me while I'm recording video games or doing whatever. And it's started to make my lips go and peel apart because I guess it just dries them out. And so I've been using a lot of chapstick. So, too, has the FBI talked to you about that yet? What, about beating a baby seal? Not yet. And wait till they find out I raped it after I beat it. I mean, oh, my God, is shit gonna go south then? They haven't even looked in my trunk. The body's in there. Oh, my God, we can't even talk about. Oh, geez. The FBI is gonna have a lot to say about a lot of things, but, for now, they don't know about it, so, we won't tell him. Wrong. Baby seals go blept. But when you hit them, blept. Chapstick dries your lips out more. No, actually it doesn't. It's mostly wax. It seals in the moisture. That's a fact. Sorry. So did you start earlier or am I late? Mark, I started early. I started pre-showing because I got bored. This isn't the show yet. This is just me sitting here abusing bandwidth and YouTube because I can. I have the equipment, I have the know-how, I have the software, so I thought, fuck it, why don't I just start up the show and just sit here and babble for a while. So, hey, isn't today the premiere of Zootopia? What are your thoughts? Well, I want to see it. I don't think today is the premiere. I think it's midnight. It's supposed to be on Friday, and a lot of people are going to some theaters are showing it at midnight. I'm not going to go this weekend. I'm going to wait probably till Monday, the middle of the afternoon, a matinee, because I don't want to go to see Zootopia with a theater filled with screaming children and fursuiters jerking off. I don't want to go in those conditions, so I'm going to wait until there's nobody there, and then I'm going to go watch it. So, yeah. But I do want to see it. It looks very interesting to me. Chapstick also works to heal and soothe paper cuts. It does. Thank you for what you do and how you do it. Thank you, BT. I'm just... I've had a kind of a hard time sort of accepting what's going on with me right now. Because I'm a dude. Just a dude. I'm just sitting here. This is what I do. I sit here and I do things. And so many people found what I do to be so, I guess, inspiring and so helpful to them and made them feel so good that they're now supporting me to the point where I can do this, as a job for a living. And it's still, I still wake up in the mornings and I can't, it's hard to comprehend that for me. It's like, wow, really? That's really happening. Yeah, it's really happening. So, I think I need to be thanking all of you guys. I don't think you guys need to be thanking me. I need to be thanking you. And, I'm glad for any smile that I can get. I'm just doing what I think that any person should do, which is try to do what they can to make the world a better place, to give people a smile on their face, to make people feel comfortable when they can. That's just what I think it's just what humanity ought to be. And I just feel like I'm being supported for being just what a human being ought to be, and that's kind of awkward for me because it makes me feel exceptional in being what I think a normal person should be. And, so yeah, it's still a little bit hard to believe, but, I thank all of you guys for it. And I thank you for the support, whether or not you're on the Patreon. I thank you for the support on the channels and for watching and commenting and liking my videos and digging what I do. But we're very proud of you too. Know this. Thank you. Thank you. I think about you guys all the time, actually. I really do. I mean, it's like, I know there's a lot of people that you get this, there's plenty of YouTubers and plenty of people making content online, and they're there and they're making stuff, and you get this feeling that they get in front of the camera and they're like, hey, you were doing the thing, and they turn off the camera and they go, oh, thank God, I don't have to fuck with them anymore. But I actually, no, I think about you guys all the time. I really do. You said in one of your streams that you've been to most countries in Europe. Have you been to Portugal? Would you ever want to? I've never been to Portugal. And sure, I'd love to go. I'd love to go anywhere that I can. because life's short. I would love to see everything I possibly can in the world. And especially I would love to eat everything. It's my biggest attraction, and I know this is crazy, but people are like, what do you want to do? If you went to this country, what do you want to do? And my answer is usually eat stuff. I want to eat. I want to find out what they cook there and how they cook it, and I want to eat it with my face. And that's usually my answer, because I love to eat things. It's like, well, there's this wonderful mountain. It's like, yeah, well, that's cool. I can look at pictures of that. But I can't get pictures of flavor in my mouth. I want some flavor in my face. That's what I want. Safe space blanket. Ooh, I like that term. I could use that, actually. We think about you a lot in turn 2. We care for you as you do for us. If that's true, then I really... That's really touching to me, actually. Two feels cast. Thank you, Rain Fox. To also don't worry much about the whole WTFU right now. Just like in real life, there are just things that happen. Well, I don't blame you. YouTube is just trying to keep the larger corporations off of their asses, because larger corporations, like, they have entire departments that are dedicated to sitting around and doing nothing all day except for finding out who they can sue. And they do this all the time. They have whole departments of people that sit, we can sue them, sue them, and they make a lot of money this way. And larger corporations like Viacom, like the MPAA, they're all over YouTube for any little thing that, if anybody on their site puts out something that they can possibly copyright strike them for, then YouTube says, and the reason they're doing it the way they are is it's like, we're washing our hands of this. We don't want any responsibility for all these lawsuits. This is going directly to the content provider. You are going to have to deal with it, you. So anytime we get a request for copyright strike, we're taking down your channel as fast as possible, so we don't have any responsibility, any liability, and it's your job to deal with it now. But the problem is now these large corporations are actually striking content creators for no reason sometimes, for absolutely nothing, because they know that the smaller content creators can't fight it. They don't know what they can't do anything about it, and so they're breaking the law. They really are violating the federal law in the United States by doing that. And it's been set as a precedent in 2015 that they have to at least consider and have probable cause for actually taking down a site, which they're not doing at all. So but they're large corporations, so what are you going to do? I mean, there was at least a couple of people who actually wound up having the money to fight them in court, and won both times, because their claims are bullshit, but it doesn't matter because there's a lot of people that make money off of YouTube, and that's their living, and that's how they put food on their table and take care of their families. And suddenly some large corporation comes along, like it just happened recently. Some guy got copyright striked. He did a video from his front porch in his yard. It was a 1-minute video where he was talking about how beautiful the snow was in his yard. There was nothing, he had no logos on his t-shirt, there was no music in the video, there were no clips of anything at all. It was just him talking about the beautiful snow in his yard. He got copyright striked, his channel got crippled. Now he's going to have to go through another 30 days of no income, which he is a YouTuber, so that's how he gets his income. His family's going to go hungry because some dick-ass corporation just decided, I'm going to steal this. I'm just going to say, hey, it's mine, even though it's not. Even there's nothing, and nobody at YouTube is actually watching this stuff. It's just an automated robot that just automatically takes it down. There's nobody, no humans are involved in this. So it is a big bunch of bullshit, and there's a big outcry for it, and I can understand why, and I'm on that. Luckily, I am not funded by YouTube. I'm not getting revenue off of YouTube that supports me. I'm supported by Patreon, so if for any reason my YouTube channel went down completely, at the very least my Patreon patrons would still get my videos every day, because I'd find a place to upload them and I'd put them on Patreon. So they'd continue to have them. Unfortunately, the rest of YouTube, no, they wouldn't get it. And I would hope there would be some kind of outrage over that, because I make a very, very big point not to break YouTube policy. I just don't do it. All the stuff I do is within legal limits and within YouTube terms of service limits, and I don't do that. I mean, every time I go to play a video game, I either search for because a lot of video game companies now understand YouTubers, and they understand that this kind of thing is bringing them revenue. It's bringing more people to their games, and they have a public, place usually on their website where they say their media policy, and a lot of them say, hey, you want to do this, you want to make videos of our game, fine, you have all of our permission, that's great. And in the cases where you don't find that, I write to the game developers. I personally talked with the developer who did Pony Island. I personally talked with the people who developed Ori and the Blind Forest, both those games, to ask them, hey, is it okay with you? Do I have the right to do this? Can I actually do this and it's cool? And they wrote back and they're like, hey, go ahead, go for it. So I'm making sure to follow all the rules, but a lot of other people are doing the same thing, and they still get their content and their channels removed for just bullshit. So unfortunately that happens. Hopefully it'll change pretty soon. We'll find out. Indigo says, either way, being a patron, I still hope you have as less stress as possible too. Well, I hope so too. I've already been copyright striked 3 times now. I've had to fight those off. They weren't a big deal. They were just some people who were just like, hey, copyright strike for you. And I went, bullshit, I'm fighting that. And then they dropped it. So that it does happen, though. 2, you have your studio. Just thought, if you ever got to be a big company with backers and big team, would you ever be interested in taking other furries' channels under your wing? Yeah, I've thought about that. I think probably what I would wind up doing if I had bigger backing, well, of course I would continue to make videos, but if I had a lot of backing and a big staff, or the ability to have a big staff, I would probably want to go into video game development. I would love to develop video games that would inspire people and bend their minds and make them think, because it's another way to, it's another medium now that you can use to, enlighten people, if possible, about different issues and different ideas, and I would love to do that. Soultastic 2, are you monetizing your videos? Some of them I have, some of them not. My goal is, I'm hoping that if I make enough videos and I can monetize some of those videos, that at some point I'll be making enough money from YouTube that will match what my patrons are giving me. And when that happens, I'm going to go, hey, patrons, thank you. You guys got me to this place. Thank you very much. I'm setting you free. I don't want you to have to spend money on me every month to have me be able to do this, now that I'm getting it from big corporations who have fucking billions and they don't even care. I'm fine now. And you guys can go and be free, and you don't have to support me anymore. You can keep that money. You can use it to buy beer or more food or donate to charity or something good with that. That's what I'm hoping eventually will happen. So that's why I'm monetizing some videos. I don't monetize them all, because some of them you get in trouble for monetizing, like I was just talking about the copyright issues before. Is there a wish list of games you want to play too? Yes, it's on Steam, although it's running pretty thin because a A lot of people have given me a lot of games lately. Have you played? Oh, BT says, have you played Inherit the Earth? I played Inherit. Hey, Sonny boy, I played Inherit the Earth when that shit was fresh off the press. When Inherit the Earth came out and it was on floppy disks and it was just brand new, I slapped that shit in my 486 computer and I was playing the fuck out of that thing. Oh yeah, I played it it's been like decades since I actually played it, but yeah, I played it. I played the hell out of that game. I loved it. Some of it was kind of hard. It was a fun game, though. I wonder if I should... Dude, I wonder if I should LP Inherit the Earth. I mean, it's an old as hell game, but... I mean, that might be fun to LP Inherit the Earth. Never thought about that. That's an idea. Let's see. 2, ever got giraffe fan art? If you did, would you ever thought about putting them on the breaks in your stream? After all, I believe you were the one that gave us Bree. I have gotten some giraffe fan art. One of it, mainly it was one of them was a vector graphic, so I don't really know how to convert it to something that I can watch yet. But I didn't know you had Steam too. Says T-Max. Yeah, I've got Steam. That's where I get all my games. At least most of my games. Let your soul be eaten by the prophet telephone, and it will. She will devour my soul one day because that's how she operates. It's like chocolate to her. Let's see. Retromania Inherit the Earth. No, I think I just old man game it. Yeah, Biohazard. Yep, Burb started early. This is the pregame. I got bored, so I started early. This isn't the official show. I'm just sitting here just rambling and talking to people because I don't have anything to do until the show starts. It's 10 minutes until the show starts. So they're making a new Inherit the Earth. Consider checking it out. I donate monthly to it. I heard about that. I did hear about that. Speaking of Steam, too, I told you the other week I found it in my area. What, Steam? Isn't it Universal? I found the Dragon's Milk. Oh, Dragon's Milk kicked my ass and tasted delicious. Yeah, Dragon's Milk is that's a beer now. That's a serious beer. I am the best burb in the U.S. You're a tiger. How are you a burb if you're a tiger? Hey, too, have you ever played online multiplayer games? Oh, yeah. Not only that, but I kick ass at online multiplayer games. I love... There's something satisfying about beating the shit out of teenagers. Because they don't believe me. It's like... They're like, you suck, you stupid, man, you fucking faggot, you suck. It's like, you fucking kids. They're like, oh, you're not that old. I'm like, bitch, I could be your grandpa. And I'm beating your face in. How do you feel about that? Let's see, 2 dumb question. Do you still have your power to make people tell the truth? Oh, yeah. Traditional Gryphon power, by the way. I mean, dragons always had the mythical power of, breathing fire. Traditionally, according to myth, if ever there was a griffin around you, then you were unable to lie. I like that. I like that power. That's a lot. Could walk up to politicians and ask them what they really think. Let's see. Oh. Have you ever heard of Warframe? Yeah, I've heard of it. Haven't played it yet. Oh, I haven't checked it out yet. Let's see. Hey, 2, do you tolerate those kids playing mature games? I don't know. I don't know what do you mean by a mature game? Not sure about that. 2, I'll kick your ass at Modern Warfare 3. Oh, no, you wouldn't. No, I didn't. No. I 360 no scope in my sleep. I'm good at Modern Warfare 3. 2, if you'll show my train, will you tell a quick summary about the story? Well, maybe. We'll see. It was, I kind of thought that, maybe during the break when your train showed up, then you'd wind up telling people about it, and it would be cool. Let's see here. Lying is awful. I agree. Lying is so unnecessary. It's just, there's no reason to do it, and it causes so many problems. There's just no reason to lie in life. I mean, if somebody's going to dislike you because of something you say that's the truth, then they weren't really, the person wasn't going to be your friend anyway. And would you really want to lie to someone to try and be somebody different to them just so they'll like you? And it's a person that really wouldn't even be compatible with you anyway. It doesn't make sense to lie, ever. Well, okay, I'm not going to say ever. There are a few points in life where maybe I can see a few scenarios where it might be important to actually lie. Those are going to be pretty serious situations, like life and death shit, but, it's one of those things. If somebody's holding a gun to your head and your family's inside the house and you're standing outside and, guys like, give me the key or I'll shoot you, then you say, I don't have the key. Okay, that's an acceptable lie at that point. But I'm talking about like casually, just in life to people. It's just, there's no reason to. Which was a vector? Don't say vectors. No, I can see it. I just can't transfer it. Oh, hang on. Be right back. Five minutes till showtime. Yeah. Got the other beer tonight. I'm going to pregame a little bit. Hope you don't mind. Okay. All right. Hi, Rufus. It says hi, Bird. Hi, Rufus. I suppose I should say hi, Bird. Hi, Razor. Hey, 2, chocolate mint ice cream, yay or nay? Mint chocolate chip ice cream is my all-time absolute favorite ice cream ever in the universe. Love it. I love it to death. Mneko, no, the show hasn't actually started yet. I started streaming early because I got bored. So, I just been talking. Just hanging out, answering questions. Yeah! Deegan says, a pre-show. Unexpected pre-show. I was sitting here going, twiddling my thumbs and went, fuck, stream it. And nah, here I am. Show hasn't happened. The show is officially not going yet. It's going to be here in just a few minutes, though. 2, is this pre-show being recorded? Everything that gets streamed through YouTube is recorded, so it will be there, yes. You'll be able to come back and see it. What is your favorite type of olive? I like olives with pits in them. I like olives with the pits still in them. Usually Italian spiced olives. I like Italian olives in oil with like with the oregano and the little floaty, things that, for some reason, I know a lot of people who don't like the pit still in the olive. Olives taste different when there's a pit in them and you have to eat around them. I don't know why. I don't know if that's because the pit actually supplies some flavor to the olive or if it's something else, but they taste a little bit more earthy, I guess. They taste a little bit deeper, and I like olives with pits in them. Too earlier, you said once you start making money other than Patreon, we wouldn't have to give you money, but you never asked us if we want to give you money. P.S. The answer is no. Wait. Yeah, I didn't think you wanted to give me money. So you just told me that you guys didn't want to give me money. So I know you don't. I know. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm actually thankful that you're doing it. Oh, are you doing anything political streams for this elections? Probably not. I don't know. I may. I don't know. Maybe not. Either way, hang on. We're going to get this show going here in about 30 seconds for realsies. Be back in a minute. How's it going, guys? It's good to see you again here on this Thursday. It is Beercast time. And Beercast time means... well, you guys know what it means. But for you guys who are new, Thursday is the best time to have a bit of a boost. Friday, when you get off on Friday, you got the whole weekend. It's already done. It's over. You don't need a boost after you get off work on Friday because that is your boost. What you need a boost on is Thursday, because Thursday is that one more day until you go and you wind up, going towards the weekend. And Thursday, that's the bad day. That's the day it's like, God, I wish it was over and there's one more day. But that's what we're here for. We're here to pick you up. We're here to talk about positive things. People have described this as the Ranty Gryphon safe space. Kinda, yeah. I can sort of see that in a way, even though it's not terribly safe. I mean, don't count on it being totally safe. There will be trigger words. I will say words like taint. There will be taints. There will be ass hair occasionally. So don't expect too heavily on it being a completely, trigger-free show. So welcome to the Beercast. Welcome very much to the Beercast. Welcome all y'all. And some people are saying, but it's Friday. It's Thursday in America, and America is all that counts because it's where I live. I know that's a terrible, and I'm not even serious about that. You guys know that. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope you guys have had a good month. So far there's only 3 days in it, but it's fun because the other day, and it's hard to describe the impact of this. I was actually, my roommate, Randy, it was still a little bit chilly outside, right? But he opened the window anyway because this house has been closed up for like the last 3 months, and because the air outside is minus 426,000 degrees, and we don't want that air in because we will go and freeze and die. And we don't want to freeze and die. So, for the first time in months, he opened up the window, and it was maybe 40, 50 degrees. And I'm like, oh, it was, cool enough. It could come in. It was good. And for the first time in months, I heard birds. I heard birds outside, and they were chirping in the trees. And that leaves an impact. I mean, hearing those first birds of spring for me, it's being somebody who has seasonal depression, which, by the way, you guys have helped me get through. Thank you very much, because you've kept me busy and you've kept me talking to you, and you've been like, supportive, and you've been like, we're talking and everything. Oh, did telephone pop in? I think telephone popped in. Fellatone. Hello, telephone. Hi. Are you after my soul? Are you going to try and suck it through the screen and eat my very spirit like chocolate? You know what I'm going to do to you, telephone? You know what I'm going to do, and it's already been planned. It's already been planned by this by this channel. By the way, I must do this. Is I'm going to take 2 little felt black dots with a little bit of adhesive on it, and the next time I see you, I've actually got to put those on your eyes in like derp position, and have you walk around with derpy pupils for a little while. It's got to happen. It's just got to happen. You know it's going to. So yeah, next time I see you, it's just expect it. It's going to happen. Anyway, I was talking about the spring, and spring is going now, and everything is awesome, and I'm feeling a lot better now that spring is here. It's getting warmer. Telephone wouldn't have any idea of that living in Arizona. It's always warm there, but here in Colorado, it does get cold. It gets that air comes off those mountains, and it'll kick your ass. So yeah. Also, I want to say hi to everybody who's at, well, if they get back and they see this later, everybody who's at NFC Nordic FuzzCon. I've got a lot of patrons and a lot of fans who are at Nordic FuzzCon right now. It's becoming, I think it's like the second largest furry convention in Europe at this point. And they're doing really well over there, and it's really great to see that. So I hope I can go there one of these days. But yeah, if they're watching me right now, then there's something wrong with them, because it'd be in the middle of the night and they're at a con, and they should be partying and not on the internet. But either way, want to welcome everybody to the show. Want to talk about spring, because it's here. Well, it's coming, sort of. For most of us, some of us not so much. If you live up in the north, some of us do live up in the north. Who knows? But gonna sit here, gonna talk with you guys. If you guys want to ask questions, if you guys want to talk about something, you want to bring up a subject or anything. Does anybody ever pick up telephone when he beeps? When she beeps. Is probably Giraffe trying to call us through its profit. She sometimes beeps. Telephone beeps. I love that. Nope. By the way, Confuzzled is not bigger than Nordic anymore. Nordic is bigger. But, yeah, I've seen people. Telephone gets mobbed. Telephone gets crazy mobbed. You can't even get close to her. It's like all she has to do is wander out and stand in one spot and squeak for about 30 seconds, and she has a ring of people around her, like 5 thick, with cell phones, and they're filming her, and they're hugging her, and you can't get to her. She gets mobbed because she is so amazing and awesome and cute. And I really think Telephone is Telephone was a breath of fresh air when she came into the fandom, because I'm an old school fandom. I was around in the late 80s, and at first it was, it was like all friends. All of us were friends. We all knew each other. And then it kind of became a catch-all shelf for people who just didn't fit in anywhere else. I started seeing people wandering around conventions in, a guy with white goth makeup in a little Bo Peep outfit with a cane, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Are you sure you don't want the con down the street? Maybe this isn't. And then Telephone came along and just brought this wonderful character that everybody looks up to into the fandom, and I really am so happy for Telephone. She's amazing. Bird, I'm drawing you. Are you drawing me something? Are you drawing a thing for me? Telephone. Are you drawing you? Are you going to draw you sucking my soul out of my eye? Because that's something that you're going to wind up doing one of these days. Holy crap, a bunny! Oh, hi, Hugh Pow. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Ear just popped into the channel. It looks like everybody's here tonight. I thought nobody was going to be here. I thought between Nordic FuzzCon and Zootopia, there was going to be like 5 dudes in here, and I was just going to be talking to nobody. But yeah, it's Telephone's here, Hugh Pow's here, DJ Ear's here. Well, DJ Ear. His name online is Hugh Pow, but that's DJ Ear. So, 2, I hear some weird background noise. Is it feedback? I don't know, because I don't hear it. I don't hear any noise. Maybe it is. I hope it's not distracting or bad. I hope it's okay. Ear! I hope one day I get to go to a con and meet Telephone. Telephone's awesome. Yeah, and Indigo just said, Telephone is just awesome, and that's why stealing souls is so easy. Yeah, she is just awesome. I think Telephone needs to go to Eurofriends. Telephone needs to go to Eurofriends. Telephone has never wandered the halls of Eurofriends, and that should be a thing that definitely has happened. She needs to take over Europe. She's already taken America. She's already got that. And then she took Australia. Now she needs to take Europe. She's got to take Europe. We got to get her to Eurofriends somehow so she can wander around and we can watch all these tough Germans and Russians and Scotsmen just fall over from cute, because it will happen. Let's see here. Downtime 2 has to happen. Responsibility. Okay. Hey, 2. Hi, Timmy Fox. I know you. You're awesome. I talk with you every month. Hey, 2. Whatever happened to Jibba? I miss his crazy southern laugh. Yeah, Jibba is in California still. I had to move away from California. Jibba stayed there. He's still there. He's doing fine at this point. But he's over there, still working and still living his life. He wants to get out of California if he can at some point. Hopefully he can. The LA area is kind of a trap. You move in there. That's why there's so many people there, because you move in there and you can't get out, because California takes every dime you have just to live there, even badly. It takes every single dime you've got, and you cannot save a single penny for getting the hell out once you realize you're in a trap. And that's the problem. So he's stuck in that. So he wants to get out, and he will. I'm sure he will someday. And Zero says, Scottish, sup? You got all the good booze over there. Timmy Fox says, I'm at Nordic. You're at a con watching me. What the hell, man? You're at a con. You're supposed to be getting drunk. You're supposed to be partying. You're not supposed to be watching my stupid face on the screen right now. Go party. Have fun. L.A., America's Roach Motel. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, that's what it is. Spark says, who is Telephone? Who is Telephone? Who is Telephone? Well, you'll have to look up some videos on that. I suggest looking up some of the videos that are on my other channel, the To the Ranty Gryphon channel, on, what the hell is that? Or just look up Telephone on YouTube, Telephone Suit, maybe, and you will find out who Telephone is. Hello, thank you for following my Woolgun family profile on Twitter. I hope you're enjoying the updates on the game. I am. Yes, when I catch them. My Twitter scrolls pretty fast, so I try to catch it all, but too quick. Go look at Telephone's Twitter account. Okay! That was really disgusting. No, I can't. I'm not going to look at anybody's accounts right now because I've got streaming stuff and screen captures and stuff going on. Can I have your hat too? You want my hat? You can has this hat. There's a lot of them like it. Actually, I should probably take this off. Let me put this over here. Ah! My giraffe fell. Stay up there, giraffe. Sit right here. Okay. You notice I don't put that giraffe on the chair during horror games because I know I'm just going to go flick at it and just knock him right off the chair. I need to thank you, too, for letting me a few years ago use your voice for an animation exercise in my animation course. I was able to finish school due to your inspiration. 2 seconds. Was it this lizard guy and you were doing, you were animating the rant on dragons, the ones where I was talking about dragons, dragon otherkin being all high and mighty and everything like that. Was that because I still have that, if that's the one. I'm looking. The almighty giraffe has fallen. Yeah, he fell down. My giraffe fell down. I'm sorry about that. Forget it. See, Biohazard, you know my language. I do that a lot. I do that in games and everything. And people are like, I had people asking, why do you keep saying book it? In your games, you keep saying book it. I'm not saying book it. I'm just saying book it and forget it. And those are a couple of bird words. I just forget it, book it. And I just do it. Hey, how's alien isolation treating you? Very badly. That alien does not like me. I was talking with Featherhoof earlier, and he suggested that I just offer it some cake. Maybe it just wants some cake. And then suddenly, I pictured the alien, the xenomorph, right? I pictured it opening its mouth and the other little mouth coming out and going towards the cake and just going, om nom nom nom, om nom nom, and taking these little bites out of the cake. And suddenly the xenomorph became absolutely adorbs. I don't know if I can ever be afraid of it again after imagining it with the little mouth just going nom, 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 and eating a little bit of cake at a time. Because that's just too cute. That's just too cute. 2, there's a random glare on your camera lens, I think. Anything I can do about it? Anything? Okay, thank you for the information. But yeah, don't worry, too. Having a ton of fun at the con, saying "Take on me" at the karaoke. Take me on. Though quite tired now, so just popping in. Well, it's good. Thank you for popping in, and thank you for saying hi. And I'm glad you're having fun. And tell everybody there that I said hi and hello, and that I wish I was there, and that everybody has a good time over there. I wish I was over there having a good time too, but then again, I wouldn't be able to be here making videos and doing this live show right now. So I don't know. Maybe I could find a way to do a show from Nordic BuzzCon next year. I don't know. It's possible. Telephone is a xenomorph. Oh God, no. You know what? You know what would truly be terrifying? Telephone as a Five Nights at Freddy's character. Now that would make me shit my drawers. That would be bad. Telephone, there is some nightmare fuel on your Twitter. I'm glad I've already slept. I can't wait to see whatever it is. I can't call it up right now, but I will here in a bit. 2, do you know about Ninja Sex Party? I do. I know all about that, and I'm a pretty big fan. Glare on camera lens, bald joke. Oh, I get it now. Because I have no hair. Because of the radiation treatments for my cancer that I'm going to die of. How do you feel now? Huh? Hey, you like that joke now? No, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm totally kidding. I'm not dying of cancer, but okay, I died twice. I think I'm only required 2 dies in one Beercast, right? Two dies. I can do more, but I have to have 2 dies. So okay. 5 Nights at Squeaker's Raffle. I wish to high five old bird Jacksepticeye style. Whoopsh. I love Jacksep. JSE is he's awesome. He is awesome to me. I love watching his videos. I'm sitting here. This week's beer is vodka. I wasn't able to get out to get an actual proper beer, so this week's beer is Russian beer, vodka. Wax on, wax off the head. Wax on. It's very smooth. I just took care of it just a little bit earlier, so it is quite smooth. Why would you use Mr. Popo's face? I don't even know. I don't even know what that. I have no idea. You damn kids and your words and your 8-track tapes. I'm waiting for you guys to say some stuff because I don't have anything else to talk about. At least not for this segment. Next segment, I've got a few things I'm going to talk about. I was going to just chat with you guys this time. I'm slowly reducing the amount of stuff that I actually, put in here subjects to talk about because you guys like to talk to me so much, and I want to talk to you guys more. So I've been like, okay, just leave it to one subject or so, and then we'll, talk to those guys. So I have vodka too. Mine is Polish, though. Polish vodka is very good. Let's see. Uh-huh. Okay. You guys let me know when we're back. Because I just had a weird error on my streaming thing. And, okay, as long as we're back. Fugada. It's back. Okay, we are back. We are back, and we're going to take a small break. That means that this Beercast will probably be wind up in 2 different files. Fuck it. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Just, there was an error over here out of nowhere. So, okay. Gonna take a break. Back in a few minutes, and we'll talk more about more stuff. And we'll do it then. See you in a minute. Hi again. Hope you enjoyed that break. I want you to know, all I do during the break is generally I just get some water and, walk around a little bit, stretch my legs, jerk off once or twice. And that's all I do. I don't do anything weird or anything. That was a little bit... There's a couple of little messed up things during that break. The butterfly happened twice, and the music kind of faded out too quick. But I actually had to slap it together pretty quick because I spent all day actually doing more gaming videos today, and I'm playing now. It's not going to show up for a couple of weeks, but I'm playing Layers of Fear, and I have never jumped out of my chair more in one episode than I have during... Oh, boy. That game is going to kill me. Anyway, real show now. Ugh. Sorry. So, some updates for you. Well, keep in mind that... lost my train of thought. That pretty soon, I think, if it hasn't already happened... Wait, has FWA already happened? FWA already happened. Nordic FuzzCon is happening now. TFF is happening soon. I think that's next weekend. I think Texas Furry Fiesta is next weekend. I'm getting ready personally for Anthrocon because that's gonna be freaking amazing. I always love Anthrocon. If you've never been to Anthrocon, you got to go. I wouldn't recommend it as a first con because it'll kind of blow your mind. It'll kind of blow your mind out of your ass. But outside of that, yeah, amazing convention, and everybody should go to it once. Is telephone still here, they say? Who knows? Maybe she's just listening. She's listening to me drone on and on while probably she's sewing. I imagine right now, telephone is sitting around listening to me drone on while she's sewing or putting fur on a suit. She's probably doing that. In fact, I would bet you dimes to donuts she's doing that. 2, I really want to watch those gameplays of Layers of Fear. Well, they're going to be coming up, so you'll get to do that. 2 of you go to Gateway Fur Meet in St. Louis. I hadn't heard of that. Wait, no, I have heard of that. And they haven't contacted me or anything, so I don't know. If they contact me and they say, hey, come over here and do some stuff for us, then I'll do it. Bring me with you to, I want to go to AC. I would totally bring you. I would totally do that. I would take you and I would put you in a little basket because I am a big Gryphon. I would put you in a basket. And inside the basket, there is a little flat screen TV and some cushions. There are some knobs. There is a little mini fridge in my little basket. And also, there's internet connectivity. I have a little antenna sticking out of it. And I pick up the basket and I fly. And it is Gryphon Airlines. Gryphon Airlines, and it will take you right to Anthrocon, but I can only take one person at a time, unfortunately, because that's just the way it works. Well, maybe 2. Maybe 2. There's probably room for 2 in there if you want to cuddle. If you have, like, a special person, I could probably take 2. But outside of that, no. 2 of the indie cons that aren't Anthrocon near Maryland. Maryland. No, I don't think so, actually. Maryland is kind of sort of in a dead zone there. There's FWA in Atlanta. There's Anthrocon in Pittsburgh. Don't think there's anything very large around that area. There is in New Jersey. There's the Fur Affinity Con. And I can't remember the name of it. Fur Affinity United, FAU. That's in New Jersey, so it's kind of close-ish. So, yeah, you can, maybe that. Anyway, still updating the, there's that. There's the cons that are coming up. Spring is coming up. The Patreon, by the way, is going well. If you hadn't noticed, I've gotten into the swing of doing all kinds of videos. I've been doing them all kinds of... I've been releasing, like, a video every day on the weekdays. Sometimes 2. Sometimes 2 come out. And I'm really getting into the swing of this. And I'm really loving doing it. I'm loving all the feedback. And I'm loving talking to you guys. And actually, just I didn't, I kind of expected that I would be able to talk with you guys in comments and stuff like that, but I didn't expect everyone to be coming together like in this community. Like it's just like, we'll get community. It's like, hey, we're here. It's the To the Ranting Gryphon community, which is crazy. And the fact is that everybody is being nice to each other, and they're helping each other out, and they're being really kind to each other. And you wouldn't think that in a To the Ranting Gryphon community, you would think that people would be being complete Nazis and assholes to each other. But it's apparent to me that in spite of what some people think about what I'm doing, the people in my community are people who actually understand me and what I'm doing, and that really, really, that thrills the shit out of me. That that there are so many people out there who get it, because there are some people who don't get it. They don't get the character, and they don't get why he's there, and they just don't understand it. And on the other hand, there are you guys that do. And Liar Zeal says, how is your $300 patron? Yes, I set up the $300 patron, got him. He's okay. He's deployed. Right now, they confiscate their phones during the week, but during the weekends they get their phones back. So I get actually to be able to talk with him on the weekends, and he's doing his job. He doesn't like everything about what's going on, but then again, how could you in that situation? But he has the attitude of doing a job. Got a job to do. I'm here doing it. So that's that too. Can I inspect your scary nipple? No. One of these days when it'll come out of my shirt and start talking to you is what it's going to do. It's going to be like, what up, bitch? And it's going to show you the future, because that's what it does. Hey, too, would you be the minister for me and my partner's furry wedding if we paid for your flight up to the UK? Yep. Yep. I've done that before. I've ministered over furry weddings before, and I enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I would totally do that. All right. In fact, it says, all right, you'll got to have some apprentive soon too? Apprentive. Apprentive is an interesting word. Never heard of that one. And I have a degree in English. So you are a creative son of a bitch. Can you taste it? Somebody wants to taste my scary nipple? I don't know. It tastes like well, I haven't tasted it myself, but it probably tastes like salt and nightmares. Salt and nightmares. Yeah, probably. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about that little bit of a subject I wanted to bring up. And this was a weird moment for me, right? I got bored for like 3 hours. I didn't have anything to do. I was waiting for some stuff to render, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to watch some videos. So I called up YouTube, and I found this one file that was like 6 hours of 80s commercials. That's all it was. It was 6 hours of 80s commercials, television commercials. And I started playing them. And it was nuts, because commercials that I hadn't heard in, 25 years? And with the first few words or the first few notes of the jingle in the thing, they came right back. I could sit there and I could recite them. Hadn't heard them in forever. And I knew them word for word. I knew exactly what was going to be said. I knew the songs. I knew what was going to happen. And it's so weird to think that you have so much stuff stored in your brain that you don't instantly recollect, but that you need some catalyst to remember. Because that's all in here somewhere. Like 20 years worth of fucking commercials are right in my head. I can't sit there and access them right now. I can sit there But once you actually turn that commercial on, then it goes boom, and it comes right back to your head. That was so strange. And I wonder what it's going to be like in the future. Because a lot of people now, including myself, don't watch TV anymore. I mean, TV is kind of an old, dead thing at this point. Unless there's like a couple of, there may be a show or two that you like. I love Better Call Saul. I love that show. I mean, I'm still watching it. But that's all I watch. And I usually watch it on the internet. So I wonder what it's going to be in the future. I wonder if there's going to be some old video games that you call up and you instantly recognize, or some YouTube videos, or some old jingles, or some, maybe video game intro music, or something that in 20 years, people who are like teenagers now in their 40s are going to start up an old game and it's going to come right back to them like that. I don't think it's going to be commercials in 20 years, because we kind of ignore those now, when back then they were on all the time. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up because I thought that was an interesting thing that happened to me this week, and I wanted to talk about that. Tail Awesome says, "Hey, two, my car's from the 80s. Ha ha. It's 1985 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Brogham bracket. I had my first car that I learned to drive in was a 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, and that fucker had an engine in it, man. That was one of those things where you hit the gas pedal and the car would tilt. I mean, it would go, and from the torque, just from the freaking, from the centrifugal force, the whole car would go, and that was my first car I learned to drive in. And boy, I wish I had that thing again. That was an awesome car. Oh no, Drax says YouTube ads. YouTube ads? Are they happening in the middle of my show? I mean, I'm not being blocked out or anything, am I? It's just like pop-ups, hopefully, or just, I hope I'm not being blocked out. Rosen says, "Hey, two, is it okay if I send a link to the Wolgan family Twitter so everyone can give feedback and see how the game is coming along?" I don't control that. Actually, YouTube controls that. Apparently, I'm the only one who can put links in here, and everyone else who tries, it doesn't work. So it's not something that I can allow, and if I could, now would not be the time to do it. So, sorry, too, I'm already kind of drunk. I meant apprentice. You'll have an apprentice soon. Oh, really? An apprentice. I've kind of had this stupid thought that, To the Ranting Gryphon is a character, and I'm not going to live forever. And I've sometimes thought, if I met somebody who had the same attitude, the same fire, the same opinions and confidence as the character To the Ranting Gryphon, and could get in front of a camera and make more rants, if that person was willing to shave their head and just go off and accept and adopt that character as part of their life and continue the character on, then wouldn't it be cool if To the Ranting Gryphon became like this generational character, kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts, That would be kind of a cool thing, I don't know. That would be kind of nifty. I would almost kind of, I would really consider that an honor, but that would be kind of a cool thing. That kind of sounds self-important, but at least a character would live on, Two, a friend of mine had the idea, Nad, make fake commercials. Would you ever think of doing some fake 80s commercials to entertain us? Yeah, I could, but those would take a long time. I may wind up doing them, though. Careful with that. You wouldn't want a situation like Gallagher had with his brother. Good point. You have a point. Haha, Spacer. Like Soma copies. Yes! Soma copies. To the Ranting Gryphon Soma copies. Good work. Sleep well. Must try to kill you in the morning. I must try to kill you in the morning. See, I always heard it different. I always heard, I'll most likely kill you in the morning. I wonder what it is. Now I have to look it up. Good work, sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. Or I must try to kill you in the morning. Oh, shit. Now I don't know which it is. Because it sounds... Oh, balls. I will look this up. I'll look it on the script later and we will find out for sure. Because now I'm interested. Oh, man. Either way, we're going to take another break. And after the break, we're going to talk more about stuff. I'm going to tell you about an experience I had at the grocery store. You're going to love this. It was quite an enlightening experience for me and my face. And I'm going to... Oh, I never introduced the beer. It's just vodka. We'll do more of that after the break. See you then. You guys were asking earlier, one of you guys asked, how you can send in pictures to the Beercast. And how you can do that is you send it to 2beercast@gmail.com, and I'll stick it in the breaks here. I'm really enjoying the big collection of pictures that I'm getting because it represents you guys and what you guys find important, and I want the show not just to be about me, but about you guys too. Because this is just us hanging out. This isn't just me. We're here. We're all here. And if you guys saw the picture of that train, the train in there, that came from Train. You know Train. Train is in the channel. He is Train. He is a train, and he actually sent me this story that it was a bit too long to read in the whole email. But that was a train that he was he basically was dreaming about having for a good portion of his life from when he was a kid. And he finally got that train as a gift. And now that is his prized train. So he sent a picture of it to me, and I wanted to put it in the break so you guys could see the train. So, yep, train. Yes, you are the train. Yep. He says, I am Train. Yes, he is Train. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to tell you guys, please send in photographs. And people ask me, sometimes I give them assignments. And since it's March, right? It's just the 1st of March. Maybe you don't have to send in pictures of this, but if you want to, something to focus on. And I don't care if they're phone pictures or professional. I don't care if you use a big camera or just a little snappy thing or whatever. But send in your pictures of the first signs of spring. Now, I mean, the first things you see that say spring to you, because spring is happening. It's coming along. The snow is melting away. And we're starting to see those first little flowers pop up and those first birds in the trees. And so send me pictures of the first bits of spring that you guys are seeing. And we'll put that on the next Beercast, and it'll give everybody a feeling of spring. Holy shit, spring. Because I for one am done. I am so done with winter. I'm so glad. I blocked it out. I put this crap over the windows, and I barely left the house. And because I don't like snow, I don't want cold. I hate winter. I hate it. And I blocked it out, and between that and doing all the work that I've been doing, I actually kind of successfully kind of ignored it. It wound up kind of being a non-issue, so I kind of forgot that there was such a thing as winter for a little while there. But either way, so I would tell you about something that happened to me. I was at a store. I was at a grocery store. If you live in Colorado, you know what King Soopers is. It's a Colorado thing. King Soopers. That's the favorite Coloradoan Coloradese grocery store. It's everybody goes there, and it's called King Soopers, but they don't have soup. Well, they do have soup in cans, so I guess that's okay. But I was there, and I picked up a few things, and I walked out. Now, at one point, because I lived through this era, punk rock music was pretty big. I was living through the era of the early 80s, late 70s. Punk rock got big, metal got big, and this Mohawk idea, man, that was some revolutionary, rebellious shit. You got a Mohawk when you wanted to rebel against society, and you were a badass. Pretty much, all the people I met that, were punks and had Mohawks, they were badasses. They had a knife, and they would stab you. They wore leather, and they weren't like these, fake punks where they go and buy their stuff from Hot Topic. They would weave their own clothes and their own jackets, and they would build their own outfit, and they would grab an old beat up guitar from a pawn shop, and they'd learn how to play it, and they'd play some crappy out of tune punk music and go up on stage and yell. And this was a punk back then. That's what punk rock was. And that kind of got associated with Mohawks. So that's what a Mohawk was. A Mohawk was worn by somebody who you didn't want to mess with. Now, I thought that Mohawks were over when I went into a mall once and I saw some parents with like what appeared to be like a 6-year-old kid, and he had a mohawk. I'm like, oh, that's it. Mohawks are over. They're done. 6-year-old kid has a mohawk. That's it. They're over. They're done. You can't have that. But I was wrong. I was wrong. The mohawk is officially over as of 2 weeks ago when this thing happened to me. And Razor is saying, oh, hell, they aren't. Oh, hell, no, they aren't. No, they're over. And I'll tell you why. Because I saw a woman in the grocery store, and she had a black mohawk. And I thought it was cool. And you don't see it too often anymore. So as she was walking right ahead of me, and I walked out behind her, and I said, excuse me. And she turned around, and I said, I just wanted to say that I really dig the mohawk. And she said, oh my God, do you like it? Thank you so much. It was this California, Malibu, rich iPhone chick that was wearing a mohawk as a fucking accessory. And oh my God, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. They're over. Mohawks are done. When some, rich soccer mom kid with fucking iPhones and is wearing a mohawk, they're done. They mean nothing anymore. Nothing. They're over. They mean nothing anymore. They're done. They're finished. I'm glad I had one for a little while back when they kind of still meant something, but now, after that, no. They're over. Mohawks are done. They're so done. So, yep. Don't get a mohawk anymore. They're an accessory now, just like an iPhone, or like just something like an iWatch or whatever, an eye chip in your head. I don't know. Kill it with fire, they say. Yes, kill it all with fire. Anyway, that's my little story for the day. I could tell you more. I could tell you other stories. I haven't told a story about my past in a long time. Should I do that? Should I even do that? Those are kind of interesting. I used to, I hope they're interesting anyway. I remember I used to, and I don't know why this happened, but around the time I was 3 years old, I walked into my uncle's garage, and he had a bunch of stuff that was just sitting on this bench, this workbench. It was a bunch of crap. And at 3 years old, you can't really discern the difference between certain objects when they're all piled up. So I'm standing in front of there to How Did You Meet Scalligrim? I met him on the internet. But anyway, to continue. I was standing there in front of this thing, looking at all these different parts and not really being able to tell the difference between all of them until this one shape popped out at me. And it was one of those wig heads, the styrofoam white wig heads that my aunt had playfully drawn huge eyes on with these big eyelashes. And I realized it was right in front of me. And it scared me so badly. From that point, for I think 4 or 5 years later, I had crippling nightmares. I mean, like every night, crippling nightmares. And I remember I used to, and I don't know why this happened, but I used to, I think, hallucinate as a kid. I don't know if anybody else had this, but I would like lay in my bed and I would suddenly watch all these different colored balls bouncing around my room. And I wasn't asleep. I was sitting there watching them. And they would just sort of, there'd be hundreds of them. And then they'd start to vanish one by one until there was just a few of them and then would go away. And I knew at that point that it was time to go to sleep. And I always dreaded it. I never had a good night's sleep when I was a little kid. And that's kind of a shame because I never had any good dreams. The only good dreams that I did have when I was a child, and I'm talking about like between 3 and 6 years old, was every now and then I would dream that I was in the middle of a pack of wolves. And I wasn't scared of them. In fact, the wolves accepted me. And they were like, hey, here we are. We're your friends. We'll protect you. Everything's cool. And I felt safe. And people are like, furries or this and blah, that. I don't know. I'm starting to think that furries are. It's not a thing that people decide. It's something that happens to them when they're young. I don't think it's something that actually, they choose to say, hey, I'm going to actually, dress up as a furry just to be a dumbass and run around and offend people, because I've known too many of them, and I've known too many of them that have similar experiences. From the time before they even knew what a furry was, they were already dreaming about animals in a way that they were more comfortable with them than they were people. And it wasn't socially taught to them because they were too young at the time. And it's not something that they're doing just to rebel against society, because it was there from childhood. And I had the same thing, and I'm starting to wonder if it's not something that's just ingrained in some people just from the beginning. It perhaps is. Actually, sadly enough, one of my very first, if not my very first memory, was the memory of a very terrifying dream. So that did not go well for me. I had a childhood of terrifying dreams, and as soon as that stopped, my father went crazy and had a pretty terrifying life. I don't like it when people come to me, because they do sometimes. They say, well, you just don't understand. You don't understand depression. You don't understand what it's like to have hardship in your life. It's like, don't tell me that. I mean, I don't, just because I don't complain about it doesn't mean that I haven't had some seriously bad shit go on in my life. I do understand depression. I do understand all that because I've had it. And when I say get over it, don't kill yourself, it's stupid, it's because I got over it. I know it's possible. If I can do it, I'm a wussy fucking weak tit. I'm not a very strong person. And if I can do it, then anybody can do it. And so I want to encourage people to find the strength within themselves that I found within myself when I was having to go through this and got out of it. And, here I am right now. I'm 45 years old. I made it. I survived. I'm having a good life. I'm fine. There is life after this. So it's not something that you have to sit there and try to victimize yourself with. Don't victimize yourself. Never victimize yourself. Get over it. Beat that shit down, kick it in the balls, and move on with life and become successful and do what you want to do. That's what you have to do in life. And I didn't mean for that to go on into such a big goddamn speech there. I really didn't. That's just the way I feel. I sometimes just, I got a little bit worked up there because of people who do come to me and they're like, well, you're saying that people should just get over it, so you obviously don't understand. It's no, I'm saying to get over it because I do fucking understand. I understand every bit of it. I understand it more than you do, and I'm saying get over it because that's what people need to know. They need to know to get the fuck over it. Nobody's gonna pick you up and drag you through your life. You're the only person who's gonna be able to do that. When you have hard times, yeah, it's good to rely on friends, and it's good to rely on other people if they can help you. But ultimately, you got to pick your shit up, and you got to get on with your life, because nobody can do that for you. You have to do it. You're on your own by yourself. And if you don't, you're just going to lay there and rot. And that's your choices. And don't choose to lay there and rot. Get your ass up, get on with life, kick it in the nuts. kick life in the nuts and say, fuck you, I'm not taking this bullshit, I'm burning your house down with the lemons, and move on with life. You have to do it that way. That's just the way it works. So, yeah, that's my story, and that's my little story and my little speech. I'm sorry for that. I did not plan that. That was not planned. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw such a heavy thing on there. But take it for what it's worth. If it helps, then I'm happy it did. We're going to take another little break, and we're going to come back. We're going to read your emails. It's going to be email time, and I'm going to answer those. So, see you then in a few minutes. Hello again. Hey guys. Do you want to see me spooge kangaroos and bunnies? There they went. Yeah, I'm going to go see Zootopia on Monday. That's going to be fun. I'm going to dig it. I'm sure you guys are going to dig it. There's already people digging it. But for right now, what we're going to dig is some emails. By the way, if you guys want to send in emails to me to read on the show, again, it's tobeercast@gmail.com. And you guys can send in a mail, and I will try to read it and answer it. Some of them I can't send in. If you do send something in, make sure to keep it to like a paragraph or, just a few sentences if possible, because it actually is a little bit, reading stuff takes a little bit longer than you think it does on the air. So make sure to keep it short. So yeah. And then we can all go, hey, bring it. We can, oh shit. I fucked everything up. Oh my God. That bunny spooge went right into some of my equipment and killed everything. So, yeah, sorry about that. I have deadly spooge. Don't even, it's like, you're so hot. Now, I'll blow you across the room. I'll blow you across the room. You won't even know what happened. Just your head into the wall. This is not supposed to be a nasty show. Why am I doing this? Why am I saying that? We're going to go to the emails. We're going to the emails now. This one is from Inkster. Says, I just got to ask, is Civ 4 or Civ 5 games you would do videos of? Us furries, the furry empire, uniting together under your rule for world domination. What do you say? Is this a challenge you wish to accept? P.S. Unleash the breeze! I don't know if I would do Civ 4 or Civ 5. They're games that I like. I like playing them, but when I, anyway, do video games, I want to make sure that the video game is not only entertaining for me, but it's entertaining for the viewer. And there's some video games that just, when you're sitting and you're pointing and clicking and you're moving your armies and you're moving and the armies go, there's only so much you can do to make that fun for a viewer. And I want to make sure that my videos are fun for a viewer, which it's a really difficult balance when you're actually doing, and I didn't even realize when you're doing LPs, because you have to play the game, you have to concentrate on the game, you have to make sure that you're getting through the game and comprehending what's going on in the game at the same time that you're commenting on the game and talking to a camera and talking to an audience. That gets really, that can split your attention quite a bit. And it to be entertaining while you're doing that is kind of it's kind of difficult. And in the case of Alien Isolation, I'm sure the first time I see that alien, it's going to be like, I think it's going to be a thing. An Anonymous writes, when are you going to allow time to come over to West Australia on one of your trips down here? We have quokkas and awesome breweries and winemakers. Also say hi to Toast for me. Melbourne isn't considered West Australia, is it? It's not. That's more like Sydney, and it's not so much the time, so much as it is the expense. When I've gone down to Australia before, I've been sponsored down there because, I went down there to do work for the convention, and they don't, pay for me to go touring around the country, and I don't really have the money to do that on my own. So it's more of a matter of I don't really have the cash to actually do that. I mean, I've got to. And by the way, Australia is expensive. And I know you guys know this down in Australia, but especially even to American standards, Australia is fucking expensive. It's $50 for a bottle of Jack Daniel's whiskey. I mean, for like a small bottle, dude. It's the restaurants, the food. It's quite an expensive place. Even though Australia is wonderful, I love the place. It's really, really cool. I especially love being down there in winter when it's warm down there and it's cold as shit up here and there's no snow. I love that. But, yeah, it's the expense involved. And unfortunately, I won't be going down there. Well, I wasn't there this year. I don't know if I'll be down there next year. We'll see what happens. I would like to go to Purdue and Perth because I've always wanted to see Perth, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I've made a lot of friends down there in Australia. Love you guys. I love Australia. I love being upside down. It's a great country. If any of you guys ever get a chance to go to Australia, it's almost like it's a really good training country for Americans because Americans are afraid of change, and Australia it's enough like America that it feels comfortable, but it's different enough that Americans can go, that's different. Unlike going to Europe where everything is fucking different and Americans' brains go and explode. So, or either that or something else explodes like this. Boog it. Okay, so the giraffe got caught in the spooge mix there. Sorry, that's just gonna happen. That's the way that's gonna happen. Anyway, John Burt says, I was wondering if you have heard of the website known as Drunken Mogul. It's a site that is dedicated to making drinks based off media, mostly video games. And he says, big fan, and then in quotes, seriously, I'm fat. Not heard of that. After the show, I will look that up, because I have no idea what that is. But it sounds kind of cool. Let's see, 10-8 says, 2. Unless I am mistaken, I don't see the weekly beer listed in the descriptions of the Beercast videos. I think you should put them in there, so we don't have to skip around in the video to find out what you're drinking if we ever want to go back and try some of them. The only one I remember specifically is the Framboise Raspberry Beer. I found it at my grocery store, and holy crap, it's really good. Thanks. That is an excellent, amazing suggestion, and that's the kind of thing that I like, because that's what comes together to make this our show, is making suggestions that all puts together. And if you notice, I started this week with putting that there, and I will put that there from now on. That's an excellent suggestion. Let's see. Sora Hjort. Oh, boy. Sora, why the hell? Why the hell are you still watching? It's been, how long? What, 20 years? You've been watching me? Asshole. And I haven't even talked to you in voice once, and you're still watching me, dude. What the hell, man? Why do you put up with me? It says 2 needs an outlet per his persona. It's taking over. Yeah, that's kind of the way it works with me. So everybody give a good hug and a pat on the back to Sora, because he's like, that guy has been really active in everything that I do forever. He's been a big fan of mine for a long time. I recognize the shit out of him. Anyway, next one. Let me scroll down. Deggins says, Dear 2, a few weeks ago I came across a few articles saying that according to a study, cats became more calm when listening to classical music during surgery. Could this mean other species than humans understand music? Is it therefore possible that some sounds animals make are actually singing? What do you think? The first thing I think is that any cats that are having surgery that are conscious enough to listen to classical music, I think that vet should be fired. Cats that are having surgery should be completely unconscious, just like people. So I don't know where this study came from. I'm pretty sure that animals, okay, it really depends on what you think of as singing. Personally, my definition of singing is a purposeful act. It's an expression of your emotions, of something that you're doing on purpose to express your artisticness and your emotion and communicate with other people. I don't think that's what animals are doing. I think they're making the only sounds that they know how to make. Not to say they're unintelligent, because some of them are, but dogs don't choose to go bark, bark, and cats don't choose to go meow, because if they did, then at some point they could also choose to say, "What up, bitch?" So it's the sound that they make, and it's the only sound they know how to make. So I don't think they comprehend singing or trying to artistically express their emotions. I don't really think that's what happens. So, no, I don't think that they're singing, but it really does depend on what you think of as singing. So, although I have noticed that some animals are affected by music, might be because it's a comfortable sound that they've heard in their own homes, that they recognize, that makes them more docile. It's possibly that. The brains of animals, we don't know everything about them yet, and so I'm not going to say anything. We don't even know everything about our own brains yet, so it's not definitive yet. There are some things we know, some things we don't, so who knows? I could be wrong. I could be an ass. I have no idea. And Deggans, the guy who wrote says, to clarify, they were under anesthesia. Well, if they were under anesthesia, then they weren't listening to anything. Because I've been under anesthesia, and when you're under anesthesia, you can't hear shit. You can't see shit. You can't smell shit. All of your senses are shut off. They're completely shut off, and you pretty much wake up. It was so weird. The few times I've had surgery, it's not like sleeping at all. It's like they say, okay, we're going to put some medicine in you now that's going to put you to sleep. And then, I remember one time, they said that, and I saw the mask go down, and they're like, okay, we're going to put some medicine in you, it's going to put you to sleep. And I closed my eyes, and I felt somebody pull a blanket over me, and the blanket felt so good. And I was like, oh, that feels so nice, thank you. And I heard someone say, well, you're very welcome, how do you feel? And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. And they're like, do you know where you are? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on an operating table in a hospital. And they're like, oh, you poor simple fool. And I opened my eyes, and it was already finished. It was already done. The whole 5-hour surgery was finished. There was absolutely no gap whatsoever. There was no blackness. There was no dreams. There was nothing. There was no. It was just look at. It was like an edit. It was like an edit in my consciousness, and it was like, oh boy, okay, that was interesting. So if you ever have surgery, just keep that in mind when that mask comes down. That's the last thing the next thing you're going to remember is waking up, and you won't know what the hell happened at all. So anyway, Nathan writes and says, Dear 2, just wanted to thank you. I was in a lonely place until my mate got me to watch your show from Anthrocon 2015. I have since watched every show I can find of yours. You see, nobody in my family knows I'm bisexual or a furry. I'm afraid to tell them because they're really religious. My mom, I think, would understand, but I don't want to cause she pain if she won't. Something like that. But as I've listened to you talk about equality, I've realized that it's okay. I'm bi and I'm furry. I'm not a freak or mentally ill. You've changed my life for the better, and I'm so thankful. I don't know if you saw the tweet I posted, but as a thank you, on the 1st of March, I'm going to have some extra money, and I plan to buy each of your DVDs. To me, this is just a small portion of what I can return to the one that's helped me come to terms with myself. Thank you again. I'm so glad that I can help. And yeah, I know at first it is really hard to shake the feeling that you're different when you first realize that you didn't choose this, when you first realize that you had no decision in this at all. You can really feel like you're sick. You can really feel like you're weird, especially if you have a lot of people around you telling you that that kind of thing is sick and weird. And it's hard to get out of that mindset that you're weird or sick. But the fact is, and this is a fact, and I'm guaranteeing you this, you're not sick and you're not weird. There's a lot of people out there. Look at, here I am. I'm sitting right here. I'm not sick. I'm not weird. Okay. Okay, before the comments happened, yeah, I'm a little weird, but not because of that. It's something that, people don't understand. Yes, as weird as it sounds, the majority of people can be wrong. And sometimes they are. And in this case, it doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people pointing you, telling you weird. I'm telling you, you're not. And I'm smarter than all of those 1,000 people. So listen to me. Don't listen to them. You're not weird. You're not sick. You're a normal person. And at first, that's a little weird to comprehend when you're just first realizing what you are. But trust me, you're going to be fine. You're going to find communities. You're going to find friends. Eventually, it's going to be normal. You're going to be like, what? I'm just a dude. And, well, then you're going to just be normal, and then you'll really be sorry. Anyway, on we go. From an anonymous, Dear 2, a friendly acquaintance of mine, someone I follow on FA, recently revealed that he was given 5 years to live. Since he's only 30 years old, ouch, it came as a bit of a shock, and through questioning him, it was revealed that it's due to him having HIV and HIV/AIDS and stopping the medication he's taking. With further questions, he's revealed that it's not a matter of the drugs no longer working or having a side effect that are worse than the treatment. He just wants to try living without the medication. While I support this person's freedom to make a personal decision in their life about their health and their life, I can't for the life of me understand why he would give up treatment that works while knowing his choice guarantees an early death. He's a very talented musician with some amazing composition, and all he wants in life is for people to enjoy the music that he makes and bring them happiness, even though he feels he's not very good at it. That shows to me that he has something motivating him to live, but he seems to want to give up too early in life. None of his journals that I've seen have indicated something like severe depression that would influence his decision. Can you think of any advice I can give to him to change his mind and keep the life that he has for as long as the health to give him a good quality of life? Well, that's suicide. That's a person committing suicide right there. I don't know why. And I agree with your assessment. I think that everybody should have the right to do with their own bodies what they want to do, even if it's stupid. And if it's stupid, I'll say it's stupid. Now, that's stupid. What this person's doing is stupid. I will defend his right to quit his medication and die to my very end, because I think that everybody should have the right to do with their own bodies what they want. But I will tell him until the very last moment that he's being a fucking idiot. And unfortunately, that's all you can do. Right now, AIDS and HIV, it's not a death sentence anymore. Maybe he thinks it is, but it's not. People are living now and dying of natural causes in old age with HIV as long as they take their medication. I don't know why this person is doing this, but at this point, it's literally just suicide. It's just a person who's trying to kill themselves. It's dumb. It's a stupid thing to do. If he's a talented musician and wants to continue to bring joy to people's lives, then he will want to continue to live to be able to do that. And if that doesn't work, when you say, look, you can live for a long, long time. I mean, you can die of natural causes and you can continue to bring, people joy to their lives. And that doesn't motivate him. then it's just a situation where he just doesn't want to live. And in that case, the only thing to do, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be a professional psychologist, but I think probably, he probably needs professional help at that point. I'm not gonna give crazy ass psychological advice unlicensed because I could get arrested for that. So, anyway, guess what? Time for this. Okay. This next one's from Reed. It says, "Hey, two, just wondering about your first FurCon thoughts, feelings, etc. Also, I hope to keep I hope you keep up what you do and know that everyone loves you and think of you as family as well. P.S. When do we get to see a striptease on the Beercast? Right now." Dun, 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 and there they went. And there it all went. My first FurCon was Midwest Fur Fest 1999. At first, I was very, very nervous about walking in there because I had the same stigma about furries that a lot of people do, and I was thinking, oh, God, they're just going to be wandering around humping everything, and found out quickly that wasn't the case. That was the very first time that I met Uncle Kage and talked with him, and I had such a good time, actually, and it was such an overwhelming experience that I couldn't stop going to conventions after that. I had to continue because once you go to FurCons are like potato chips or tattoos. You can't do just one. Once you go to one, you've got to go to more of them. And I remember every year, even now, I can point out the new people. I can point out the newbies because on Monday, when everybody's leaving, they're the ones that are sitting around and literally crying. They're crying tears with their eye, on their face. They're crying tears of, oh my God, I don't want to leave. And I'm like, I remember that feeling. That's the feeling of, holy shit, I found my people. I found my society. I'm not a weirdo anymore. There are tons of other people that I can talk to, that I have an outlet for, that I can reach out to, that understand me and my interests. And it lasted a weekend, and now I have to go back home, and that sucks. And they're crying, and I'm after 20 years doing conventions, I can point them out like instantly. I was like, yeah, that's his first one. That's his first con. I can see it right there. He's crying. Yeah, he's doing the thing. It makes me kind of feel good to see that because people finding their furry place in life. Wait, somebody pour Chin Long in his face noodles. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was just something about Chin Long. I love Chin Long because Chin Long authorizes the dye. He is the one that issues out the dye. He is the one that tells people how much of the dye that they need. And he is awesome. He is the authority on the dye and everybody who needs the dye. I am only authority on how many dongs a person needs to eat. I get to tell them, you get to eat 12 dongs for doing this or saying that. He is the authority on who needs the dye. I love Qianlong. He's amazing. Oh, Shinlong. Hi. Hi, Shinlong. Oh, so many people in channel tonight. Oh, it's going to end soon, though. I'm so sorry it's going to end soon. I've been here for almost 2 hours. I'm going to have to go away here in just a few minutes. Send me more pictures, please. Send me pictures of the first signs of spring. You like watching people cry? What the hell, too? I don't like watching people cry. I like watching people... They are crying, but they are experiencing... It's crying because they found their people. They found their place. It's kind of a bittersweet sort of crying, and it's a revolution in their own minds for them, and that's why I'm happy for them. But yeah, I don't like seeing people cry because of just pure sadness or pain. But it's one of those things. Put another half hour to no. I'm going to have to go. I will have to take off. Actually, fairly soon. In fact, in just 10 seconds or so. So, I will see you guys again. Remember, send pictures, send me emails to beercast@gmail.com. I will see you guys again in a very short time. Take care.